Parts of this episode of Garden Time were recorded before COVID-19 and social distancing requirements.
Ryan, what are you doing?
I'm just shopping for a gift for my mom.
And we have a gift for everybody. A new episode of Garden Time. Welcome to Garden Time, and happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. We're at Terra Casa in Damascus, and even they have flowers for mom.
Don't forget to visit your independent garden center. They're also loaded with lots of fresh flowers and gifts for your mother as well.
Coming up in the show today, we'll be talking about heucheras, which are great for your garden or a container.
We'll also be talking about clematis and how to grow them in a container.
But coming up first, unique spring color. It's Mother's Day weekend, and what a gift for mom, flowering plants. Well, I'm with Deb from Cornell Farm, and Deb, it's so cool to be without a mask. We're distanced, and we're vaccinated, but Cornell Farm, you would still want people to wear masks.
Yes.
Because we want to protect everyone, but it's so nice to be able to talk to you.
Yes, yes, and see your face.
Yes. And to see all these lovely plants, it's so nice to be here. And you really have plants, these are specific to kind of blooming now, and for that punch in our gardens.
Exactly.
What do you want to start with?
Well, you know, trees. Right now, trees are taking over the height of our vision, and that one back there, red buds, they're all over in bloom right now. This one back here is a double, but there's many kinds, and they're just amazing in their color.
That is nice. And this is a new one called Pink Pom-Poms, and it's a little narrower, only 12 by 12, which is great for our smaller spaces these days.
Yeah,
Nice.
Absolutely.
And look at this rose.
Yes, so roses, of course, are just starting to bloom, and this is you can get it in a bush. You could get it as a topiary. There's actually a double topiary over there, brand new idea this year. But talk about color all year. I mean, my roses are in bloom until December, a lot of years. So you get a lot of cut flowers out of that.
Yeah, so people think they're a lot of care, and they're really not. It's just a little trimming, but you have such a benefit.
Absolutely. Water, that's the main thing.
Definitely.
Can't probably overwater them.
And then what about, I see that you have rhodies, which are of course in the Northwest, but look at this Deciduous Azalea.
Yes, so one thing that people might miss out on is the Deciduous Azaleas dropping their foliage in the winter, but the colors that you get and the fragrance is amazing. And they're tough as nails, meant for the Northwest.
Definitely.
Love them.
Beautiful colors.
And then also cistus. This is a low growing, or actually some can get quite large, but very drought tolerant. Many different sizes that you can get. Really almost no care.
It is nice. And really look at those colors and look at all the buds. It's really going to be just filled with white flowers.
Yes, absolutely beautiful.
We just kind of keep going on and on here. So what else do you have?
Well, so Fothergilla. This is another plant that can go to part shade, which is really nice. Gets the bottle brush flowers now, and then in the fall, oranges and yellows on the foliage. It's just a really fun plant. It's a real different kind of look in the garden, so it gives you another kind of textural on the flowers.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Then we have Cyanothis, California lilac. This one is Zanzibar, which has variegated foliage. Some of these can stay kind of small. Some can get 10 feet tall. But this one with the variegated adds another layer of color.
Yeah, because Victoria is just green, which is lovely, but this is nice even when it isn't blooming.
Right, exactly.
Very nice.
Yep. So we also have a Daphne here. This is the rock Daphne. This one blooms in the spring and then it's over, but it's evergreen. Definitely needs very good drainage, but it's one of those plants that has nice fragrance.
Nice, we love that.
And then this Deutzia, there's a lot of different kinds of Deutzias, but this one is really compact. The breeders are definitely creating plants that stay smaller for small gardens, and this one at 1.5 feet tall, maybe 2 feet. tall and wide would be a perfect fit for a small courtyard or any small garden.
Oh, definitely. And it's just so delicate. I love this arrangement of blooms. So
Yeah,
pretty.
yeah, little variegated flowers. And then here's the Snowball Viburnum. Very fun. If you have kids, snowballs in the summer, why not, you know?
Of course.
It's a fun one.
That is nice. And
Yeah.
You said for sun, I'm sorry.
Sun,
Okay,
yes, that one's
perfect.
definitely for sun, yeah.
And then dogwoods. I think I love this time of year because Portland area in the valley, there's dogwoods everywhere to enjoy.
Yes, white, pinks, they call them red, but I'd call them dark pink, but anyway. Yeah, beautiful. Some of them have like almost nuts, ornamental seed pods on them that are just beautiful. And it's a very classic, beautiful tree.
They are nice, and they can fit in a smaller space. There's really all kinds of sizes for them, and
Yes.
really a focal point for a spring garden.
Definitely, absolutely true. Love dogwoods.
You know,
Very much.
coming out to Cornell Farm, there's so many vignettes to see. It's like coming to a botanic garden. You just stroll through the garden center and really take pictures, because I think all of these little spaces are like little gardens for us to take home and just duplicate in our own gardens.
Yeah,
They
thank
work
you.
very hard here to make it just so pleasing for us all. So really, what a place to bring mom or your family any time of the year, but especially this weekend, and treat her to a feast for the eyes. Thanks so much, Deb.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Garden Time is brought to you by Portland Nursery, a passion for plants, a nursery for plant people.
Hi, I'm Sarah from Portland Nursery. Gardening makes for wonderful family time. Whether it's updating your landscape or planting a veggie garden, at Portland Nursery, our great selection and staff of professionals can help ensure your family's success. Visit portlandnursery.com for a list of our classes, events, or sign up for our newsletter. Portland Nursery, let our family help your family grow at 50th and Stark or 90th and Division.
Look around your home's exterior. Those ugly orange, green, and black algae stains look terrible. Clean them the easy way with 30 Seconds Outdoor Cleaner. It's fast and works on all outdoor surfaces. With 30 seconds, it's clean when you want it clean.
Since 1982, the Wall has been making local gardens beautiful, naturally. Whether you need a new wall, concrete patio, fire pit, or driveway, the Wall's expert craftsmen can build it. We back up our work with a 5-year warranty, so you'll know it'll last. We use the highest quality materials, including stamped colored concrete, natural stone, and we're the leader in using recycled concrete. Create an outdoor environment you'll enjoy for years, with the help of your friends at The Wall.
Find everything you need for spring at Al's Garden and Home.
Build a beautiful home inside and out at French Prairie Perennials. Inside, we have just the right creative elements to complete your decor. We offer an oasis of unusual, nature-inspired garden and home gifts and accessories. Outside, choose from our wide selection of unique dwarf conifers and sparkling companion plants. French Prairie Perennials, located between Woodburn and Wilsonville. Take exit 278 to Aurora and French Prairie Perennials.
Well, it's Mother's Day weekend. You know, a lot of us think of rhododendrons for Mother's Day. I'm with Dick from the Rhododendron Society. And Dick, you know, a lot of us like to go out Mother's Day weekend. We go to, the Crystal Springs Rhododendron Garden. And things are a little bit different this year that we need to know about.
As COVID has thrown a definite kink into some of our schedules, so the Mother's Day Rhododendron Show has been canceled. The garden will be open on Mother's Day, and as it is most of the week. Last year we've always in the past had a big plant sale. Last year we had good-sized plants, but this year, because of COVID restrictions, our volunteers couldn't go visit our normal suppliers and pick up the bigger plants. So this year there'll be mostly 1 gallon.
So you do have the plant sale.
We will have the plant sale. The website will go live on May 7th, and it'll include photos of all the plants, the prices. You can purchase them online and then schedule the time to pick up the plants at the garden. There's about 180 varieties of plants, so there's a great selection. So,
And then, but the gardens are still open too.
oh yes, gardens are open Thursday through Tuesday 10 to 4 and Wednesday 1 to 4. Again, hours have been limited by COVID restrictions, but we have paths marked one way, etc.
And then, but people need to not just show up; they need to reserve a space ahead of time.
No, you do not have to
Okay.
reserve a space to visit the garden itself.
Okay, so they can show up at the gardens, but if they for the plant sale part, they do need to, get online and order them ahead of time to pick up.
Correct. And we've got a great group of volunteers that come out every Wednesday morning, and if you'd like to join them, they'd be more than happy to see a new smiling face.
Right, because there's always plenty of work. There's lots of
always
things to
plenty
do,
of work.
at the gardens.
And remember, every time that comes into that garden, be it admission or plant sale proceeds, goes right back into that garden. We get very few funds from the city of Portland, so everything you see in that garden was paid for by donations or plant sales and admission.
Right, so we want to encourage people to come out.
Yes.
They love the gardens, they love to enjoy them. So they can come on. They can purchase the rhododendron ahead of time. To come out to the gardens and pick it up. They can view the gardens while they're there. And spend some time volunteering. It's a beautiful setting. The flowers.
It's a lovely place.
It is.
Regardless of the time of the year, we do have a couple of banks that are starting to slide into the lake that we're hoping to repair before long. And so, yes, if you'd like to give us a little extra support to help repair this damage, we would be much appreciated.
So for more information on the rhododendron gardens and how to order your rhododendron for pickup, or how to go out and visit the gardens, or even how to volunteer some time to come out and support the gardens either financially or through your manpower, just get out and enjoy it. So Dick, it's always a pleasure to be out with you. We love the gardens and we love to support it, and we're looking forward to being back out.
Well, we really appreciate your support.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, I just love coming out to Little Prince of Oregon and love talking to Mark, because Mark's one of the R&D guys, research and development, and he's finding lots of tropicals and hardy plants for us to have for our gardens. So Mark, you have a cool collection. So what do we have?
So first of all, I'll talk about these three, which are hardy Jezneriads, which is not, it's kind of a rare thing. Most Jezneriads are like African violets and things, Streptocarpus, things that are indoor plants. These Syningias are actually hardy outside here in the Pacific Northwest.
Cool.
There are also tropical Syningias, which are great house plants. But so anyway, this one is my favorite. This is Syningia Invasion Force, and it gets. They all have tubular flowers like this, and they're super hummingbird friendly. Invasion Force gets kind of a light pink flower, and the plant itself is going to be about 4 by 4 feet.
Wow.
The reason it was called Invasion Force is because it's a fairly fast growing plant. I've had one in my yard for 5 or 6 years, more than that now, 10 years. And it has never left where it was put.
Oh, so it's not going to be crazy.
It's not going to invade your yard, even though it's called Invasion Force.
And where would we plant it? Where would we site it?
So full sun to part sun. Give it some room.
Okay.
It's gonna be a vigorous grower, but I mean, you'll attract lots of hummingbirds with them.
Something so totally different, and they're a little fuzzy, which is neat.
So they have fuzzy leaves. So I got this plant originally from a guy named Blair Haynes, who owns Shingle House Nursery in Coos Bay. Blair has introduced me to a lot of plants, and if you ever want to take a fun field trip, go visit Blair in Coos Bay. His plants are also available at Portland area garden centers.
Cool.
Like I know Thicket buys a lot from him.
Excellent.
So anyway, but Blair's a great guy. Call ahead if you're going to go out there, because he's not open all the time.
All right.
A couple new ones for us this year. This is Cherry's Jubilee, another Syningia. Same height, basically. These are all hybrids, and actually the genetics of invasion force, I believe, was used to create Cherry's Jubilee.
Pretty.
And this one is Towering Inferno.
Great names.
And one of the things you can see a little bit difference is how it holds its flowers. So Towering Inferno kind of holds its little tubular flowers up.
More, yeah, out. And then these are something different. So what are these?
Yeah, so this is a whole new genus, not a new genus, but a different. These are Sestrums. And this one is Sestrum Arantiacum Orange Zest. There's another Sestrum out on the market that's orange. It's called Orange Peel. It's actually a hybrid between Sestrum nocturnum and another Sestrum. It's not as hardy as this one.
Okay.
This was a selection of Sestrum Arantiacum, and I've had one of these in my yard in Albany for at least 10 years. I mean, it's seen below 0 temperatures, and it's doing great.
In sun again?
In full sun. I mean, my stock plant at home gets 6 feet tall in the summer, about 5 feet wide, and just a beautiful, I mean, it blooms profusely from June through October.
Wow.
I mean, long bloom period. It's attractive to pollinators and great plant.
And what's this one?
This is Sestrum Nuelli, ruby clusters.
Beautiful.
So it's got ruby colored flowers. They're also tubular. Hummingbirds love it. It's not quite as hardy. I would say this is, I'd call it an 8B to be safe. I mean, 15 degrees, yeah,
cool.
maybe 10 with some protection.
All right.
But great plant, yeah.
Well, you know, there's so many cool plants at Little Prince. You go to any of your independent garden centers and request them if you don't see them, because they are available. And if you are interested in these particular plants, Mark wrote an article for a publication that we will have on our website that you can link to and find out more information. Mark, thanks so much.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
This week's plant pick is brought to you by Little Prince. Our plants won't croak.
Spring is all about freshness, and you can't get any fresher than Blooming Junction. From new and interesting annuals and perennials that can bring fresh color to your garden to the freshest of produce from our fields and from local growers. We can also help you be successful with our full slate of timely and helpful classes. Freshen up your home and garden, inside and out, with a visit to Blooming Junction. Blooming Junction, offering quality plants for beautiful gardens and great tasting food for your table.
You work hard in the garden. Shouldn't your gloves do the same? Garden Like a Girl makes gloves and apparel from natural, recycled, and organic materials. Garden Like a Girl gloves will help you tackle any job. They are designed to fit, protect your hands and nails, and they last. Plus, 10% of our profits go to cancer research. To learn more about Garden Like a Girl products, go to our website, gardenlikeagirl.com. Garden Like a Girl, ruggedly feminine.
Color, color, color. When you think of your garden, think of color. Then think of Margie's Farm and Garden. High quality plants and great customer service are our trademark.
Stop by and pick up something colorful for Mom. We have flowers, baskets, and gifts. And don't forget, there's still time to get vegetables for your garden.
Vegetables or herbs, hanging baskets or perennials, trust Margie's Farm and Garden, just off I-5 near Aurora.
For over 100 years, Collier Arbor Care and Bartlett Tree Experts have provided tree and shrub care services to the Portland metropolitan area.
From large tree and small shrub pruning, tree removal, and stump grinding, we can handle all your tree care needs.
Our arborists diagnose and treat your toughest insect and disease problems.
We also have organic solutions for growing and maintaining healthy gardens, as well as organic nutrition for your trees and shrubs.
Collier and Bartlett, environmentally friendly since 1907.
Well, it's Mother's Day weekend. The clematis are blooming. We're with Linda. We're out at the Rogerson Clematis Gardens, and you know, we all think of clematis as growing up on a big trellis or an arbor, but you can also use them as a container plant.
That's right.
So, you know, we were, you know, thinking about this, but not all varieties are good for a container.
Right, right. So if you go to our website, or if you come here and ask for the Clematis Contained handout, and on our website you go to resources and look for About Clematis. This is an information sheet we have called Clematis Contained. And so it starts out talking about why you would grow clematis in a container. Well, if you have a small space, I mean, we have an acre, but if you just have a balcony and you want a vertical element in the garden, you can do it with clematis. Which pots are best? And here we've got a nice glazed ceramic pot. We're going to be potting this up. And when you're thinking about an upright, think about something like this if the people are going to be able to walk around and see the clematis from all sides. And if it's going to go against a wall, then you might want to think about a flat panel that would go at the back of the pot when you're planting. And usually we get the plant in the pot and then put the trellis in afterwards. But the big question people have is which clematis to use. And we've got a whole list on the sheet of which ones do best in containers.
Because they don't all grow the same, right? I mean,
right. I mean, they're not all galloping to 20 feet.
Right.
And so you want to look on the label for clematis that top out at about 6 feet.
Okay.
Then they're easy to pinch back and control. And a breeder in England, Raymond Evison, has created a whole line of clematis. And look at these blooming from the ground up, basically, which is a fabulous attribute for something in a container. So that you have this nice tower, not a tall tower, a diminutive tower, but you have a whole tower of flowers.
Right. And then, when we're picking out a pot or a container, do we need to pay attention to what we're picking up on
Clematis roots tend to go out and then they go down.
Okay.
And so the pots that you're going to buy them in are usually 8 inches deep, and you want to have at least double that depth underneath them once you get them planted. And we like ceramic glazed containers because there's no wicking of water away from the plants like there would be if it was wood or terracotta that wasn't sealed. And nice drainage hole in the bottom, good depth. If this is probably about 18 inches deep, so we might just put gravel in the bottom for some good drainage as the water goes out.
And then what kind of soil do we need to plant it?
You want to avoid a really peaty soil. You want to avoid the sort of soil you would use for annuals, because you're not going to change this out every year like you are with your color spot pots.
Right.
You're going to want to, leave the plant alone and not be disturbing it year after year after year.
And then, then once we have it, planted up and it's growing, what kind of care do we need as far as you mentioned fertilizers and waters and sun conditions?
We tend to use tomato fertilizer, and the reason for that is plants in containers might yellow because of magnesium deficiencies in the soil, and that's another reason that tomatoes yellow. So tomato fertilizer almost always has magnesium sulfate in it, and it's a blossom booster.
Oh, nice.
So it's really great to use a water soluble. There's some organic ones, and then the other Schultz's and all these different companies that make tomato fertilizers. But you want to look for magnesium sulfate on the ingredients to make sure you're getting a tomato fertilizer that's completely balanced. And that's what we use. And we use that every other week through the growing season.
And then is it okay to mix some other plantings down at the base?
Shallow rooted annuals, something like alyssum that doesn't go very deep in the soil, so you're not going to have root competition with the clematis, are great. Any of the loose sedums, the sedums that stay pretty short but don't form a real heavy mat that plants can come up through, the shoots can come up through of the clematis. Those are great.
So Linda, you've picked out some beautiful examples of what we can use as a container.
Let me tell you about them. This is filigree with this gorgeous dusty lavender color. This is Nanon with that dark center that adds a lot of liveliness. That's a real favorite with our volunteers here. This is Inez. She has a bar. This is a very new variety for us. We don't even have our collection plants in the ground yet. And then my favorite of these is Fleury with that really dark purple.
And then you guys have an event this weekend, so we're going to go into the garden and go talk to Paula about how they can get a hold of these plants.
You bet.
So now we're down in the gardens with Paula. And Paula, You have some great stuff going on this weekend for Mother's Day down here in the garden.
We really do, yeah. The event on Saturday is from 10 to 4. Come on down at 10 and 11 o'clock. We're going to be doing, Linda, the curator here, is going to be doing a container demonstration on how, which kind of clematis work well in containers. And so that'll be at 11 o'clock. And then at 1 o'clock, we're going to have a docent-led tour of the gardens, which is always a beautiful, beautiful thing to do, very enjoyable for families and your mom. And then we're going to have a raffle also, where people, we're going to raffle off the container that Linda creates with the clematis in there, and we're going to raffle those off for $5 off, or $5 a ticket,
okay,
or 4 for $20.
And then it's also kind of a great weekend to pick up a membership, right?
Oh, absolutely, yes. In fact, we're doing a promotion for membership this weekend, where if you come in and you gift your mother a membership at any level, you can receive $5 off on a beautiful bijou clematis, which is perfect for a container plant.
And there's definitely some benefits of having a membership, right?
Oh, for sure, yes. Membership, our memberships, you get a monthly e-newsletter. We have biannual hard copy newsletters. There are online resources of all kinds on our website. You're also invited to participate in classes throughout the year, and also other events for members only. So there's a lot that she would enjoy.
Right. So there, there's a lot going on in the gardens this weekend. They're in bloom, they're stunning. So come down this weekend with Mom, tour the gardens. Purchase a clematis to take home. Learn what to do and some care tips. It's just going to be a fun weekend all the way around. So, for more information on the gardens, go to their website, or you can go to gardentime.tv and we'll click you over. So, Paul, it's a pleasure to be out in the gardens. They are stunning, and we're looking forward to the continuing changing and blooming.
Absolutely. Come on down.
Today we have a fun project for you. It's how to build a cedar planter box. All you need are 2 pieces of wood. This is a 6-foot cedar fence board. This is 1 by 6. And then you need an 8-foot 1 by 2 clear cedar board.
And there's just a few other tools and supplies that you need. You need a tape measure, you need something for a straight edge, a pencil, hammer, and nails. And we're using roofing nails that have a blunt edge so that you don't split the wood in the planter box. Plus they're galvanized so they don't rust. And you also need some kind of a saw, either a hand saw or an electric saw.
So we're going to take our boards now, we're going to measure them out and start cutting, and we'll show you how that comes together. So now we're going to cut our sides and our bottom out of our cedar fence board, and those are all going to be 19 3/4 inches long. So now with the remaining section of our cedar fence board, we're going to cut our ends, and both of those are 4 13/16.
From the 1 by 2 cedar board, we're going to cut the decorative frame for the top of the planter box, which looks like a picture frame. We're going to cut 2 pieces of 20 5/8 inches, and each side is going to have a 45-degree angle. From that same 1 by 2, we're going to cut the smaller edges of the frame, and that measurement is 8 7/16 inches. From the remaining part of that board, we're going to cut 2 pieces, 8 1/2 inches, and those will be the feet of the planter box. Now that all the boards are cut, we're going to start nailing it all together. Ryan, are you ready?
Now that we have our planters completed, we can go through and drill some drain holes in the bottom.
And if you would like to tackle this really easy project, you can go to the Garden Time website and we'll have the instructions there and you can download them.
Garden Time is brought to you by Capital Subaru, your way on the Parkway.
At Capital Subaru, we are family.
It's not all about selling cars here. It's about our community and our families.
We keep you moving.
With a Subaru, it's always, what are you going to do next?
And with our new space, we'll get you service faster than ever before.
And we are growing.
With over 72,000 square feet and 30 new service bays.
Our new location is opening later this spring.
I can't wait. It's a new year and it's going to be awesome.
At Capital Subaru, we are your way on the Parkway.
Look around your home's exterior. Those ugly orange, green, and black algae stains look terrible. Clean them the easy way with 30 Seconds Outdoor Cleaner. It's fast and works on all outdoor surfaces. With 30 seconds, it's clean when you want it clean.
Since 1926, the Bonide Company has worked with homeowners to make their homes and gardens beautiful. If you have a garden problem, Bonide has the answer. Captain Jack's Dead Bug Brew controls most common garden insects and is derived from a naturally occurring bacteria to help with your organic gardening. It's safe to use even on fruits and vegetables.
Visit Bonide.com to find a local retailer and to download your free Bonide Problem Solver app for your iPhone or Droid.
Little Baja is your source for a whole lot of terracotta and concrete too. From bird baths and benches to Buddhas, bears, and fountains, plus the exclusive Baja chimney, we have an amazing variety of the finest in terracotta and concrete containers. Come check out our selection of statuary for any garden theme or setting. So for something for the garden, deck, or patio, come see us at Little Baja on East Burnside in Portland. Find us on Facebook too.
At Sagawa Nursery, we always talk about taking your garden from ordinary to extraordinary. For us, that means bringing you the newest and best plants and unique garden items to you, our customer. For you, that means we'll help you transform your garden into something that's extraordinary. We also have some great gift items and even a few surprises for inside your home too. Sagawa Nursery, growing beyond the ordinary.
Well, it's one of those things that many of us have, nobody wants. Today I'm with Tom Combs and we're talking moles today, Tom. Tom, we have a lot of these in our yard. I know I get them. How do we get rid of them?
Many different ways. We have a product called Molemax from Bonide. And it's not just for moles, it's also a repellent for voles and gophers. Okay. So 3 common rodents that we have in the area. The first thing I want to point out is this is an all-natural product. It's granular, so it will shake out. Nice. The best way to apply it is through a spreader, whether it's a drop spreader or a broadcast spreader. This is a 5-pound canister. It will treat up to 2,500 square feet. Oh, wow. For relatively small areas, that's a good size. The value is in the 10-pound and the 40-pound for large areas. And that's kind of what we have here today.
Right, because we're out here, you know, there's definitely evidence there's a lot of mole work in this area.
Yeah, we have a lot of mole activity here. Some of this is from previous months, but you can see we have some fresh activity.
Right.
So Molemax is the product. It's all natural. It's just a deterrent. It's not toxic. So it's safe for our kids. It's safe for us. It's safe for our pets. But there is a couple steps that's important to know on how to apply it. Okay. So one, you're going to want to flatten all of the fresh molehills.
Okay.
And then water that area, and in the next 3 to 5 days, they'll start to pop up. So now we've identified in this large space, we've identified where they're actually at. Okay.
Because we want that active area where they're working.
Active is the key word. Okay. So they're actively feeding on grubs and earthworms in the area. So we flattened it, wait 3 to 5 days, they'll pop up. Now we've identified where they're at, okay? So the other thing I like to do is take this space and cut it into half, okay? So we've identified where they're at, cut the space in half, and then start to apply Molemax and immediately water it in.
Okay, and so that's gonna soak that down, dissolves it down into the ground, is that?
Exactly, by watering it or doing it before Mother Nature wants to water, we're going to get Molemax down to the grubs and the earthworms. We're going to coat those grubs and earthworms. That's their food source.
Okay.
And when the mole and the vole and gopher come and eat that food source, it gives them a stomach ache. It also deters on taste. So especially moles, they're kind of like cats. They self-clean, and when they lick their fur, they'll pick up Molemax. They don't like that bitter taste. So stomach irritant and taste, and then they will leave the area, okay? Now, if we blanket treat the whole area, we're gonna trap them. So that's why I say cut it in half, treat one area, and move them left, right, up and down.
Gotcha, which is a good plan, because then you're pushing them where you don't want them.
Exactly. Maybe the neighbor you don't like, so, right? Okay, so just saying.
Okay, so you're talking, this is a natural, and you can tell by the little banner up on the top of the packaging there, which is Bonide is great for always, recommending that product.
Absolutely.
And then for people that want to get this, it's pretty readily available, right?
Yeah, Bonide products are found at most retail garden centers, but I always say go to the website, www.bonide.com. We have a dealer locator, and just identify the nearest retail store in your neighborhood.
Great, so it's great information. A lot of us are used to setting some, bulky traps, which can be really hard to do, but Molemax is a very simple product, to display and put out.
Absolutely, easy to apply, covers a big area, non-toxic, simply a deterrent.
So for more information on Molemax and where to go find it, make sure you go to Bonide's website, or you can go to gardentime.tv and we'll click you over. So Tom, thanks for all the information, and hopefully we'll go catch some moles.
All right.
So our tip of the week is how to turn our garden tools into a multi-use tool. So we've gone through and taken the handle of our hoe here and marked out every 6-inch increments on the handles, because there's a lot of times we're in the garden where we're transplanting seedlings, or we need to space things every 6 inches apart or a foot apart, or if we need to know if a plant is going to get 2 feet across, how far that is. So we've turned our garden tool into a measuring stick, and that is our tip of the week.
For 95 years and 4 generations, Shriners Gardens has been hybridizing and growing award-winning iris. With the largest selection available, Shriners Gardens' online catalog hosts hundreds of varieties from classic bearded iris, reblooming and fragrant iris, dwarf iris, and more. Also available online, hybrid daylilies. Shriners Gardens, bringing a rainbow of color to gardens everywhere since 1935. Online at shrinersgardens.com.
For 90 years, Espoma has one guiding principle: develop the finest organic gardening products that work in harmony with nature, grow beautiful gardens, and make a greener world for the future. From our soil products to our plant foods, we have always been committed to the environment and sustainability. We use a vast array of natural and organic ingredients and package them in our 100% solar-powered plant. Look for the quality line of Espoma products at your local independent garden center. Espoma, organic from the beginning.
Come to where the color is. Come to Egan Gardens. We've worked hard growing healthy plants for you so that your gardening is easy. Add sparkle to your garden with our perennials, container plants, and skillfully designed baskets and planters.
Stop and get a mood lifter out here on the farm. We have lots of fresh air and lots of space. There's lots of blooming plants, new vegetable starts, shrubs, and berry bushes.
Egan Gardens, where it's all about the plants. We're located west of I-5 at exit 263 on River Road.
Create a beautiful living space both inside and out with the help of Terra Casa.
Outside, you'll find pottery, fountains, and decor to make your garden unforgettable.
And inside, there are home furnishings and just the right accents to make your home warm, inviting, and most importantly, comfortable.
Terra Casa has a huge selection of merchandise to fit any home or budget. Plus, we still have all the unique and distinctive gifts that you have come to expect from Terra Casa.
Terra Casa in downtown Damascus.
Find everything you need for spring at Al's Garden and Home.
It is May, and it is not too late to plant a tomato if you already have not done that. So we have a few tips for you to have success this year. So we've already gone ahead and dug a really great hole.
So I dug this hole a little bit deeper than you typically would. So this plant has gotten kind of spindly. So I've gone down and went deep. Tomato plants are actually one of the few plants that you can actually plant deeper without harming the plant. So what we've done, we're going to set this in here, but we do want to remove all of these foliage off of here before we plant, and then we can bury this in here. We also have it in a peat pot. The roots have already started to grow through that, and that little compost pot will just break down and roots will grow right through. So once we have our tomato in there, we can start putting our soil back up in there. Just careful not
too rough like that.
Right. And so once we have our soil all put around there, then we can use a little bit of fertilizer.
Definitely, and so we're using the Espoma Tomato Tone. And so this is a great fertilizer, especially for tomatoes, and it has magnesium in there that helps prevent blossom end rot, which is that black spot at the bottom of the fruit. So this is a great one for tomatoes. If you cannot find this in your area, you can always use garden lime, and you want to put that in the bottom of the hole. So with the Tomato Tone, we're going to put just a couple of tablespoons around the plant here, and we're just going to work it in the first few inches of the soil. And you can actually mound up the soil against the trunk of the plant because it'll just keep on putting out more roots to make it more strong.
And so then once we have this on here, we need to put a cage around it because we want to prevent it from falling over. So this cage is one that just kind of folds up, which is nice because we can store it nice and easy for the years. And so we'll just kind of push that over the top of the plant. And then as the plant grows, we'll want to make sure that we kind of keep all of the branching on the inside. Because occasionally it may try to grow outside, and if we wait too long, we'll damage the plant trying to get it back in there. So we want to check it every few days while it's growing.
And this tomato is what you call determinate tomato, which means it grows to a determined size, and it usually fruits all at the same time. So this tomato cage would be about right for this height of a tomato growing. There is another tomato called indeterminate, which is more of a vining habit. So you might have to put another cage up here or do another support to support all of those vines and that fruit.
So it's not too late to plant your tomato. If you planted it earlier, or if you're just now starting to get it in the ground, you'll still get fruit this summer.
Our northwest weather can be really harsh on our statues and pottery, so I'm at Little Baja and Burnside with Jared, and you have a product that really would help with that.
Yes, we sure do. We highly recommend this sealer here. It's a masonry top seal made by Timber Pro UV. It's made locally. Now, the reason we like it so much is that it's non-toxic and water-based. So it's not gonna, hurt the birds or the animals.
So you can put it in your bird baths, which is really important.
You sure can.
Yeah, because I've noticed cracks in mine, and it's like, I wish I would have done that, so I need to go home and do that this weekend.
Yeah, it really helps to preserve the skin on the concrete. Now, the good thing about this is you can use it on brick, asphalt, pottery, statues, anything that's porous that you'd like to preserve.
And so how do you apply it?
Well, you want to make sure that the item's clean, that you got it nice and clean, make sure there's no stains on it, because once you seal it, the stain will be trapped in there. So clean it up really good, let it dry out, and then once it's dry, you can apply your sealer. We recommend that you work from the bottom up, and that way you don't get any run lines going down the concrete. And then once it's sealed, and that'll last for about 5 years.
And you can put it right back outside, or should you have a drying time?
Oh yeah, you want to let it dry for a good 24 hours.
So Jared, I see that in your store you have a little demonstration, so can you demonstrate it for us?
Oh sure. Well, we have 2 frogs here. It'll be real easy to tell which one's sealed and which one isn't. You'll see the water beads up and runs off just like Rain-X on a windshield. And on this guy, the moisture just kind of soaks right into the concrete.
So Jared, that is really telling between the 2 frogs with the product and without. And so how long does it last again?
Well, it lasts for up to 5 years. You'll notice when the moisture starts soaking into the concrete, it's time to seal it. But I'd say about 5 years.
Well, this is really a great little project that you could do for all of your masonry at your home, your pottery, your bird baths, and your statues. So come out to Little Baja, talk to Jared, and get this product to take home.
No matter what shade your green thumb is, you can find the plants and the help you need at Wavra Farms. We're filled with an astounding array of colorful plants to fill your garden. In addition to wonderful annuals and perennials, we are known for our hanging baskets. We also have all your garden essentials, and we have great garden gifts too. From beginner to expert, you'll find something new and different with every visit. Wavra Farms, located off Highway 22, exit 5, east of Salem.
Ryan, you need to brush up your look. Brian, that is better.
It's always better when you show off your garden time pride.
Check out the Garden Time store on our webpage for a great selection of Garden Time gifts and apparel. Choose a hoodie, shirt, hat, bag, or mask for yourself or as a gift for the Garden Time fan in your life. See the complete selection on the Garden Time website.
Pick up some Garden Time gear and show your Garden Time pride.
Dram is celebrating 75 years of design and manufacturing of quality watering tools. Dram products feature 9 water patterns and are designed to nurture your plants with a shower of rain. Dram for lawn and garden, available at garden centers near you.
There's nothing more inviting than a garden full of beautiful clematis. And your chance to see the Queen of Vines is at the Rogerson Clematis Garden at Lusher Farm. Join us for Mother's Day in the garden. There'll be plant sales, potting demonstrations, and a raffle. You can even get a tour of the garden. Become a member and get $5 off your plant purchase. Every garden deserves to have a clematis. To learn more about the garden and all of its many activities, go to rogersonclematiscollection.org.
It is a rainy day, but what a great day to go to a garden center undercover. I'm at the Portland Nursery on Stark Street with Sarah, and Sarah, you know, I think it's good to go shopping when it's raining, because then I'm all ready to plant on a sunny day.
It's true, and so many people plant when it's really warm out, but plants love it when it's the overcast and wet weather.
Yeah, so you're going to have some nice suggestions for us to plant in maybe a shady site this time.
I do. A shade can be such a hard one to add some color to, and so that's why these heucheras are one of our favorites. They are mostly evergreen, so they will add that color even, year-round, even without the flower. So the flower is, as you can see, it's not, the showstopper. Really, the foliage is the showstopper, and there are so many different colors that you can really find what you're wanting to complement other plants. So it makes it for an easy combination. You don't have to worry about them clashing with each other. And so I just wanted to plug in the Japanese forest grass. I think it's a really good complement because you could literally stick it with any of these colors and it's gonna look good. You drop in a third thing, because I like planting in threes or odd numbers, and it's just kind of an instant combination no matter what you end up choosing.
And I think that is a great idea for a garden or even a container, because a lot of us don't have a lot of space and you have a container on the deck. And so these will do well there too.
Yeah, and it's a nice perennial look for a container, yeah.
So Sarah, for us home gardeners, so do you need a lot of space for these?
No, actually, I mean, with these, something that I love about them is it's kind of what you see is what you get. They stay pretty small. You can, cut them back if they start looking icky, or like maybe in the spring. They look okay coming out of winter. But generally they're just a very easy maintenance. They're not going to take over. They're going to be very much like how they look right now.
And so could you just call out maybe just a couple names? Because I know you have a wide selection, but maybe just name a couple of them so the people at home can kind of see them.
Yeah, so this one, I really love the orangey red color. This is called City Rio.
Pretty.
I also really love this one. It's Cascade Plum. And I don't know, this is Fire Chief here. It's got that really deeper red. And then this one here is Black Pearl. So, and I don't want to leave this one out, I guess. Sweet tea. Looks like a real sweet tea. But I would say the plum colors are probably my favorite. They can really pull into a lot of different colors or combinations,
Right, and really, you do have such a wide selection at both the Stark Street and the Division store. So whenever you come, you're going to find one that will fit into your containers or into your landscape. So if you have any other questions, please go to gardentime.tv. We'll click you over to the Portland Nursery website, and you can come out and get some new heucheras for your garden. Thanks so much, Sarah.
Thank you.
Garland Nursery, a must-stop destination for those that want to play with plants and grow with their garden.
Whether you are a new or a seasoned gardener, Garland Nursery can help fulfill your gardening desires and your landscape needs. From organic veggies, trees and shrubs to colorful blooms, from the newest trends in garden supplies and garden decor. Shop Garland Nursery to find that perfect plant or piece that fills you and your garden with delight. It's always a beautiful day at Garland Nursery.
Since 1929, Grimm's Fuel has powered great gardens around our area. With our comprehensive composting and yard debris services, we can apply quality garden mulch, compost, and blended soils with our experienced crews and trucks, including our landscape rock and bark products as well. We are proud of our industry-leading state-of-the-art composting facilities. We also can take care of your fuel oil and firewood needs. Grimm's Fuel, building great gardens since 1929.
Hey everybody, I'm Brian Bauman from Bauman's Farm and Garden. I wanted to give you some tips and tricks on how to plant a tree or shrub at your home. Today I'm at my mom's house next to her pond where I'm planting this lilac. The first step is to make sure that we're going to dig a hole about twice the size of the pot. So we'll make an edge here, give us an idea on how big we want to dig that hole. All right, now that we know how big we want to make the hole, now comes the fun part. All right, we've got the hole dug. So now we're going to check to see if we've got it the right depth and check on the roots of our plant. So generally you want to hold your plant just above the soil line. So the top of where the plant is in the pot is sitting just above. We've got plenty of room in this soil now. So the first step next is we really want to rough up the bottom of these roots. If we don't do that, those roots are just going to continue around in the circle on the bottom. So we want to make sure that we've got ends ready to go out and dig into the soil. Now that we have that done, what we're going to do is we're going to take our leftover soil from digging that hole. We're going to add about 1/3 volume of the soil we have. We're going to add in some Harvest Supreme soil conditioner. That's going to give us some extra nutrients around the plant. Then we're going to take 1 cup of our Biotone Starter Plus. And what that has is some great mycorrhizae bacteria that are going to feed around the roots around the outside of the plant. All right, now that we have our soil all mixed up, I'm going to take a little bit of it, put it down into the bottom of the hole. Again, we're trying to get so that the plant sits just above the other soil line. So it looks like we have it maybe just a little bit more. Set that guy in there, then we're going to fill around the outside. All right, we're just about done. Now that I have my plant all put in the hole, I'm taking a little bit more of our Harvest Supreme soil conditioner and just top dressing around the plant to make sure it holds the moisture in. And just like that, we've given our plant what it needs to get started. For more information, go to www.baumanfarms.com.
Judy, what are you doing?
You said to follow you.
Follow us on Facebook.
Oh, man. Well, we invite all of our viewers to follow the Garden Time page on Facebook.
And on our Facebook page, you'll find links to stories, you'll see upcoming events, and you also might even find a funny joke or two.
So don't forget, go to the gardentime.tv webpage and click the link for Facebook.
DRAM is celebrating 75 years of design and manufacturing of quality watering tools. DRAM products feature 9 water patterns and are designed to nurture your plants with a shower of rain. DRAM for lawn and garden, available at garden centers near you.
We're at Terra Casa today in Damascus, and you know, they are well known for all their beautiful fountains and interior furniture and decoration, but now they have a lot more things for the garden mom. Diana, it's so great. It's Mother's Day weekend, and we need to buy our mom something.
Yes, we do. And for the gardening mom, we have a plethora of really, really fun things I think she'll love putting in her garden. This year, we've kind of focused on the art poles.
Oh, fun.
And these are very nice because they come with a little stake inside the bottom of them, and then you put the stake in the ground and you just slide this over the top. And the post is wrapped in a colored vinyl that is safe from the sun and will be bright for years and years to come. So it's fun. There's some with Beatles lyrics. There's some with scripture, flowers, beach themes, just all kinds of fun, birds. It's just very, very fun.
Something for really every mom.
For every mom, absolutely.
And then I love it that you have maybe kind of projects that mom can do with the kids on another day.
Well, so we expanded the whole gardening section this year. So we have kids gardening gloves and little buckets and little trowel sets. And then there's ones called My First Garden, which is so cute. And getting the kids out in the garden, I think, is so great. Getting them out of the house, off the screens, and getting them to enjoy and see the fruits of their labor too. It's really fun when they plant a garden and they see it come up. They get very excited.
They do.
And then for that adult gardener who also wants to do something maybe with a grandchild, we have the terrariums.
Nice.
They come with the little tools. Oh, they're just beautiful. And I did these when I was younger, and I remember how much it was fun to just make little gardens inside of them with succulents and stuff. And we just expanded this whole area this year, and there's some essentials in here as far as like soap for the gardener, hand soap that's really fun to use, and then also the wasp traps and everything. So yeah.
Really, you could stock up, and even seeds, because it's still time to plant seeds. And it's like sometimes it's hard to find seeds, so it's great that you could really shop around and you can get your packets of seeds here too.
Right, and I carry the Lake Valley organic seeds. I have been planting these the last few years, and I just love them. And there's seed tapes in there, so some of the seeds that are so tiny, they come on a strip of tape, and you just put it under the dirt, and you put dirt in it. Comes up in perfect rows. It's amazing. Yes.
That is nice. And really, I think that coming here to Terra Casa, you really can get all kinds of gifts for that mom, even gloves. You know, Garden Like a Girl, we've talked about them, we've met them, and they're great gloves to get. And really, for that mom that loves to be out working in her garden, I think that's a really wonderful gift.
It's a perfect gift. And we can put together a little basket with a few of these things in a basket for you and send you home with a nice ribbon on it. Yeah.
It's a one place to come that you can get all of your shopping done, and then you can go enjoy your own garden. So please go to gardentime.tv. We'll click over to their website. You can find out how to get out here and how to have a great shopping experience for mom.
Thank you, Judy.
Thank you for watching Garden Time. Don't forget to give something special to your mom on this Mother's Day so she doesn't give you the boot.
Here at Terra Casa and at all the independent garden centers, you'll find lovely flowers and gifts to remember your mom.
For more information on today's show or any of our other episodes, go to gardentime.tv. Judy and I thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week on Garden Time.
Garden Time is on the road again. Join us as we tour Portugal and Spain in the fall of 2021. We start in Lisbon, where we tour the palaces and gardens of royalty. Then we make our way across Spain with visits to the Mesquita and the world-famous Alhambra. Enjoy the sights, sounds, and tastes of Andalusia before we end up in exciting Madrid. Local transportation, hotels, and 26 of your meals are included. Go to Garden Time Tours for more information, and we'll see you in Europe. The proceeding was a paid program of the Gustin Creative Group and its sponsors.